So you guys must have seen 3 books in the thumbnail, but I've read 5 because 2 were ebooks. Hey guys, and welcome back to my new video. I hope everyone's doing absolutely fine. For those who are new to my channel, I'm Dil Bechara and you will find book reviews, unboxings, vlogs and a lot many other fun things related to books and fandom. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you can hit the subscribe button, and now let's start with this video. So in this video, as the title says, I'll be sharing with you guys what all books I read in July. So in July I read 5 books, and out of those 5, 2 were ebooks and 3 were physical format. So starting with the book that I finished, the book I finished first in that month. The first book that I read this month is The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee. And before I talk about this read, let's see the edition. So it's the 10th anniversary edition I have with me, and it's not only the 10th anniversary edition but it's a numbered edition. So as you can see, it's the numbered 107 out of 1000 copies that were actually printed. So yeah, I bought this copy I guess 1 or 2 years back. So I finally read it, and I was looking forward to this read because it was very famous, and I heard a lot many good things about this read. So I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars, and it's a retelling of Mahabharat. And for those who haven't read anything or haven't seen Mahabharat, so it's an Indian epic, and it took place ages back. And like I've read quite a few retellings about Mahabharat, Ramayana and all. So this was another one, but it was different because it was from the point of view of Draupadi. So there was a character in Mahabharat named Draupadi. So author emphasized on that character and came out with her arc a lot better in this one. So I'll be reviewing this book. Like I haven't reviewed any of the books that I read in July. So I want to review all the books in like August because I was busy in some work. So I'm looking forward to review this one, and you can hear my thoughts there. But for now, let's give it 5 out of 5 stars, and I totally loved it. So yeah, this was first read that I finished in July, and now jumping on to the second one. So the second book that I read in July is The Girl Who Played with Fire by Stieg Larsson. So this is the book that is in continuation with the first part, and it starts from where the first part ended. So it is also called Millennium Part 2, and it's a trilogy of 3 books. So this one explores the story of again Michael Blomkvist, who was who was working in Millennium magazines, and that's why it's called Millennium Trilogy. And other character was Lisbeth Salander, on whom this book and the first one was based on. So this was also an intense book, and it was a thriller, and it was a slow thriller because the first 200 pages was exploring the characters, and then actually builds up the plot for the later half of this book. So I was like, it was interesting for the first 200 pages or so, but I'll be talking more about that in my review of this book. But I totally liked it, and I rated it 5 stars. And I read the first one I guess a couple of years back, and also there's a movie adaptation of the same with Daniel Craig. So I like that one, but they missed a lot many parts from that movie like any other adaptation. So I'm not a big fan, but I like the movie, and I like the portrayal of Michael Blomkvist by Daniel Craig. And so yeah, that was all. And I as I said, I rated it 5 stars, and you will be hearing my thoughts on this one in this month as well. So I totally liked it, and I'm excited for the third book in this series, Millennium, like the girl who played what's the name. Yeah, I'm totally excited for the third book in this series. The name is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. So this is the book that I am excited for now, and most probably I'll be reading it this month because the part where this one ended, I'm all excited for this one. So yeah, this was the second book that I read in this month. So the third book that I read in July is a book that I believe most of the people have already read. So it's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So like I did a video of comparing this book with its Hindi adaptation that released 10 days ago. So I read this book, though I am having this book from a long time. But I never got around like reading it because I saw the movie adaptation when it came. So when the movie adaptation came, I was not into much reading, so I used to just watch movies and all before like reading books. So I watched it movie but never read the book, and I believe a lot many people have already read, and I wanted to read it, so I never wanted to miss it. So the Hindi adaptation, as I said earlier, was releasing in July. So I thought let's read this and compare the movie with the book. So I also made the video for that. If you want, you can check that video here, and you can share your thoughts in the comments of that video, whether you liked it or not. So I read this book and I liked it to some extent, but like I've already seen the movie, so I knew what all were there in this book, though it had more than the movie. But I like this book, but I not rated it like 5 stars, and I haven't reviewed this book because there were already so many reviews. And though I'll be like reviewing it on Goodreads, if you want, you can read my review there. So I haven't reviewed it yet, but I think I haven't even added it in Goodreads because I wanted to like post a review, and then I forgot to like add this book in Goodreads. So I'll be doing that while adding that review. So I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I like this book. And if you want, like I said, you can check my video of this one compared with the other, its adaptation. So yeah, this was the third book that I finished in this month, and the third and the final book that I read in physical format, and the other books that I read were ebooks. So let's talk about the two ebooks that I read in this month. So the first ebook was Heartstopper Volume 3. So if you have seen any of my previous months videos, so I was saying like I haven't yet read like Volume 3 of the Heartstopper series and by Alice Osman. So I wanted to read that series, and it's a graphic novel for those who are unknown to that novel. So I love the first two parts, and I rated them five stars, and I think I have talked about them in my previous videos like like mid-year freakout tag. I guess I talked about those in that video. If you want, you can check that video. So yeah, so I read the third volume in July, and in this one, they both the characters or all the characters of that school like visits to Paris, and it explores the country. And it's a beautiful book, like I have said in the first two. Like I haven't reviewed on booktube the first two graphic novels, but I like this one as well, and I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. And at some points I was feeling like why I deducted 1 star was at some points I was comparing it with the first two parts, and I totally loved the first two parts, and in comparison with the first two I was feeling like there was something missing. Though I like these books and I'm excited for the other parts, like I checked on Goodreads, 5 books are scheduled, like 2 more books are scheduled for later, and other books will be releasing in 2021, so for the fourth volume. So I'm excited for those, but I rated it 4 stars for some reasons like I haven't mentioned, though I'll be reviewing it on Goodreads. And I haven't like added my, like I'm procrastinating a lot on my reviews, so I haven't reviewed this book as well. So this was another book, and it was a short read. Like if you are new to graphic novels, so graphic novels doesn't take a lot of your time, and maybe this book was 250 pages, but it won't even take any of your time because there were not many lines on a single page. So yeah, this was another read, and I rated it 4 stars, and it was the fourth book I finished in July. So the final book that I read this month was My Little FFnes by Aisat Chaudhary. So this is a book that I cannot place it under the genre of non-fiction and fiction as well, because it's a collection of thoughts of the author, and thoughts, musings, and a lot many illustrations for that matter. So the author was born with a disease named SCID, severely combined immune deficiency, and she had a bone transplant at the age of like 6 months. So she was suffering from that disease from her childhood, and sadly passed away, I think at the age of 16. And this is the collection of her thoughts, musings, as I said. And this is not a book for everyone, and I would say if you are into such type of books you can read it, but it was not a fiction or a non-fiction, and it never tells a story of someone. But those who want to read thoughts and musings of anyone, you can pick this book. So I read this book because I've heard of it from the movie released on that book, and there's a movie tie-in of that book as well in the market. So a movie named The Sky Is Pink released last year, and it had a powerful star cast. So from that time I wanted to read this book, and I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. And it's a beautiful book and a heartwarming book, and it made me emotional after a very long time. Any book that made me emotional was this one. And from the very start, from the dedication and the author's note till the last page of this book, it was a very heartwarming book. And I totally love the illustrations, because the illustrations had those musing and thoughts in between them, and I loved how the author presented this book. And I wish she was not like, sadly she passed away, as I said. So I felt bad after knowing that. So yeah, that was the final book that I read this month, and I was planning something on this book, and I saw the review of this book as well, but I couldn't get some time to like edit that video. So if I haven't seen that thoughts as well, so if those thoughts came in like pretty well, so you will be seeing that review as well. So that was all for this video. I hope you liked it, and I read 5 books in this month, and my internship ending in a few days. So I hope like I can read a lot many books in August, in the month of August. And as you can see, I've got, if you have seen my haul video, you can see I got 4 books. So I'm looking forward to those books as well, and the books that I got in June as well. So yeah, that was all, and I hope you are doing well with your family and you are at home. And if you like the content, you can hit the subscribe button, and you can like the video. If you want, you can comment down below any of the books that you have read and how many books you have read in this month. So that was all for this video. Bye bye and take care.